Well, the first annual FCA breakfast, I hope we have a second one. I don't know who decided to let me speak. This could be tragic. This could be tragic. Well, good morning. My name is Coach Eoghan Cullen, and I am the head football coach at Lake Weir High School. I'm not a son of Marion County, so just a little bit about my background. Like Rondo, I'm the son of immigrants, except my parents are Irish. Is that okay? That's cool. Matter of fact, the only Irish people that I know of that ever immigrated to Miami, Florida. So, born in Miami. I grew up in a little town called Lakeland, played high school football for a decent team called the Dreadnoughts, and that's where I was first introduced to FCA as a student athlete. My ball coach, Coach Castle, every Wednesday we would have practice, usually for about an hour and 20 minutes, and then we would hurry to the locker room, get changed, and get to the cafeteria, and then have fellowship. Fellowship and food. So he really knew how to get us to pay attention. We would eat and listen. And, something happened. My parents are devout Catholics. And, to this day, I'm still Catholic. But, I got to see other people's way of worshiping our Lord, how other people do it. And to me, as a young 15, 16-year-old kid, it was just awesome. Just awesome. That was something I carried with me through the rest of my life. I was always intrigued about how other cultures and other people worship the Lord. Spent 17 years in the United States Army as an infantry officer. Did 2 tours in Iraq and Afghanistan. And, just some tough times that God, that we went through together. And I would always, find myself asking why, what, who, when, how. And at the end of the day, there was Jesus. So, and I didn't mean, this wasn't in my writing. I didn't plan on doing it. When I retired from the military and I got an education, I landed a great job at Forest High School. My wife and I, actually my wife was battling cancer at the time. She's pregnant with our 4th child. Didn't know how we were going to do it.
Take your time, man. Take your time.
But there was Jesus. 3 amazing years at Forest High School. I was a teacher during the school shooting that Ms. Brown talked about. Coach Austin hired me as a football coach. Man, I don't know what he was thinking. Hadn't played football for 20 years. I was like, Coach, you sure you want to do this? Got thrusted into teaching algebra and geometry, which was an out-of-field area for me. And I was like, what is going on? What are these people thinking, putting me in these places? Well, you know what? There was Jesus. And it was always about having faith. About a year ago, Skip Austin, the athletic director at Lake Weir High School, called me and said, we need a head ball coach. I said, well, let me help you find one. I'll see what I can do. And he goes, no, Owen, I'm talking about you. I want you to come over here and be the head ball coach of Lake Weir. I said, Coach, you sure about that? I said, I don't know if I'm the man for that job. I've only been coaching now for 3 years, and before that I was in the military. He goes, you're the guy for the job. These kids need you. These kids need a mentor. They need guidance. They need direction. And he goes, this is going to be the hardest job you've ever had in your life. And I kind of laughed. I said, Coach, no offense, but damn, man, climbing those mountains in Afghanistan and those deserts in Iraq, that was pretty hard. My first day on ground at Lake Weir, I was shocked. Coming from Forest to Lake Weir, great school, great administration, great teachers, but just a different population of students. And it wasn't a bad thing. It's just that they needed love. They still need love every day. I was facing a culture that I'd never been used to before. A culture that I, was again asking myself, what do I do? How do I do it? What do I do? And thank God there was Jesus. There was Rondo and Noah and Beef. There was the FCA. I said, guys, every coach before me has lost this battle. Every coach before me has lost this battle. Right about the time was when KD got shot. That's what Jaden was talking about. A couple years before that, they had lost a student to gun violence as well. Within the first 3 months as head coach, I was fielding phone calls from students. Coach, I just walked in and found my mom dead, overdosed on drugs. I gotta go. Another kid, I gotta go to court. DCF is taking me from my mom. She's a meth addict. And I'm like, what in the hell am I doing here? What am I doing here? Skip was right. This is the hardest job I've ever had. When I was in Afghanistan and Iraq, I had one mission that I loved the most. It was an opportunity when I got to go in and build schools and give kids backpacks. And never in a million years would I think that we had to do that in America. But I'm here to tell you we do. Our students need love. The FCA, every football coach wants to have the right tools, the best weight room, the best equipment to hit on, the best equipment to tackle on, the good footballs, the good helmets, the good shoulder pads, the nice uniforms. Those are all great tools, but I need tools for the soul. We're saving lives. And it was a lonely road in the beginning. And God has put a great team of coaches around me. And more are coming to Ocala to help. They're answering the call. FCA has answered the call. And Rondo will tell you, man, Rondo, I hate calling you again, brother. I'm tired of coming to the same well. And Rondo always says, Coach, the well ain't dry yet. Keep coming. So Rondo, thank you. It's amazing. We're going to change the culture at Lake Weir. It's going to happen. When we ever have any questions, I just remind my students there was Jesus. Every Wednesday this season, it was tough. We had big plans. We wanted to cook food for our kids every day after practice. Wanted to make sure they were going home with a full belly, something to eat. And we couldn't do that because of COVID. But we partnered with local restaurants so that, just like my coach, Coach Castle, every Wednesday after practice, we could have those meals for those kids. We could have that fellowship. We could have that FCA. This year we had one of our football players was baptized. Rondo actually baptized him himself. Demadius McLean, just a great young man, and he's going to be a leader on our team. And there's more kids that are coming. And it's a beautiful thing when you tell the kids, we're not going to force you to attend these FCA meetings. Come if you want. And then when you start to get one or two kids, one or two leaders, then the rest of the kids start to follow. The rest of the flock will come. We will change the culture. We will build something special. Jesus will guide us through that. FCA will help us, and we also need your help. Thank you guys so much for coming this morning. And I just want to, from the bottom of my heart, tell you guys I love you, and just continue to help surround our kids with love. I found is the most important thing. Thank you guys.